We've got some M&A news in the cannabis sector, where industry giant Tilray is acquiring rival Hexo, a deal meant to strengthen its lead in the Canadian market. The two companies had already struck an alliance last year. Irwin Simon is Tilray's chairman and CEO. Our own David George-Cosh also covers the cannabis sector and joins us for the conversation. Irwin, thanks very much for being back with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having me.
We talked to you about a year ago when you had that sort of initial alliance formed with Hexo. Talk to us about how you got to this point of acquiring the business.
So, listen, we, a year ago, bought 49% of the company, or about $175 million worth of their bonds or debt. And we worked with Hexo on a lot of strategic opportunities, a lot of strategic synergies. And with this, after 9-10 months of working together, and Hexo cut a lot of costs, they did a lot of things, but to take Hexo to the next level in regards to building their brands, investing in their brands, preserve a lot of the equity that's in the brands, it was the right time for these two companies to come together. And more important than that is the Canadian cannabis industry needs a kick there to really get this industry going. There's over 1,000 LPs out there. There's multiple brands, multiple stores, and there's price compression. And I felt that putting Hexo and Tilray together would get you close to a 13% share. And every category needs a leader. Every category needs someone to take a hold of it and really grow this industry. The other thing is we need help from the Canadian government in regards to excise tax. Tilray alone pays close to $120 million. With Hexo, they pay $30-40 million. So the combined companies are paying, well over $150 million. With price compression, and this year, Tilray had a price compression so far of almost $30 million. That comes right off our top line and our bottom line, or it comes right off our EBITDA. So with that, we really got to make some changes in the marketplace, and Tilray and Hexo together will take that position.
Irwin, it's David here. The analysts have said that creating value through M&A here in the Canadian cannabis market has proven to be quite difficult. Is your strategy in terms of growing market share reliant specifically on future M&A deals? And do you have any further M&A deals that you're looking to announce or to work on here in the Canadian market?
Well, David, creating value through M&A is something, with my old company, Hain, I've done over 60 deals. As you know, with Aphria and Tilray, I've done over 5-6 deals. Creating value starts with buying the right company, number one. Number two, paying the right price. Number three, integrating them right. And then growing market share and growing revenue. You don't, create value by just getting synergies and savings. So we think we have that within Hexo. Listen, at the same time, we thought we had a lot of that in Tilray, which we did. We got over $120 million of cost savings there. We got a great, facility in Europe. You're going to see some news, hopefully, out of Germany soon in regards to legalization there. Ultimately, a lot of the Tilray businesses help the Aphria business. So we think we've created value. I think where value was not created in other past acquisitions were multiples and values that were paid that just didn't pan out. In regards to other acquisitions, David, listen, I think today, if you take Aphria, Tilray, and Hexo and put it together, we got what we need in flower and pre-rolls and facilities. We got what it takes to really grow the market in Canada and really grow market share. Between us all, we got 5 million square feet of growth. That's a lot of growth space. But I got to tell you, there's probably well over $1 billion+ spent on those facilities and building out those greenhouses. And there's a lot of other utilization for these facilities other than cannabis to go out there and contribute gross margin and contribute gross sales, to the Tilray Brands company.
Irwin, we had the former CanTrust company announce creditor protection earlier last week. Do you see further carnage in the Canadian cannabis market, and how bad can it further get?
Listen, there's got to be carnage out there. You can't have 1,000 LPs. You can't still have 50% of the market still being part of the illicit market. You can't have companies pay an excise tax $1 a gram. You can't have not advertising and building brands out there. So there is going to be carnage. And I got to tell you, where the disappointment for me is, listen, Canada was the first, country in the world to legalize adult use cannabis. And with that, we should lead and teach other countries what's the right way to do it. And we can do that. And I think that's where Tilray will take that position and really focus with the other cannabis companies out there that, where we have to change certain regulation in regards to excise tax. We have to change in the way we market to consumers. And that's not with billboards and advertising on TV about the safety of the products, the quality of the products, what they're good for in regards for medical use, et cetera. Listen, at the end of the day, let's just accept cannabis is medicine. Cannabis is no different than alcohol as an adult use product. Let's go out there and be proud of it and go out there and market it right.
So you've laid out a lot of things that, Irwin, it seems like are in the government's hands. What are those conversations like? Do you feel like all these things you've raised as concerns are gaining traction in Ottawa?
So, so far, nothing. The government in their last budget allowed, pay excise tax quarterly instead of monthly. That's the first thing. So we got one thing. But if you come back and look at it, ultimately the government is the richest cannabis company in Canada. And it's been very, very profitable for them. So, but at the end of the day, look at the jobs that have been created through the cannabis industry. Look at the tax dollars, both going to the provinces and going through federal. Look what's been created in regards to infrastructure build-out. In Leamington, Ontario, we have over 3 million square feet. We're the largest employer there and what we contribute back to the community. So I think what, the government got to realize, cannabis is a real industry. And in essence, you come back just recently and saw where the Canadian government now imposed all these new regulations in regards to alcohol and all these disclosures. And I think what you're seeing in some provinces, where cannabis is cannibalizing alcohol. So with that, we really got to get behind the cannabis industry and really treat it like it's a real industry. It's going to be here for a long time.